Okay, fellow sledders, I've racked my brain on this 1996 Polaris XCR 600 and given me super trouble starting. It's an old sled for me. It's got very little miles on it, really. About 3,800 miles, maybe a few, but anyway, come to find out, real common problem with these, and I would sure hope that I could have found a video online showing me to solve this problem so I wasn't beating my head against the wall reading all these blogs. So here goes. Number one, these are notorious for the carbs flooding the cylinder. And when that cylinder gets full of gas, when that thing's just sitting there not running, it's just trickling into the cylinders, and it gets to where it just basically there's no compression to start these cylinders. You'll have spark, you'll have fuel, you'll be pulling your arm off, your buddy's arm off, and your buddy's arm off trying to start it, and it'll never start. Well, guess what? There's 3 drain holes down here underneath the manifold. See if I can get it. And they're 10 millimeter. There's some that are underneath that are not, but I'm going to see if I can show them to you. Right. Let's see, there's one hole. See the shiny spot? There's another one over there. Another shiny spot. And then there's one right here. There. That's a shiny spot. They stick straight out. You need a 10 millimeter wrench or socket to get those off. When you open those up and gas pours out, you found your problem. So basically, here's what you got to do. You got to replace the needle seat valves in the carbs. They're the little screw-in valve. Takes a 9 millimeter wrench to unscrew those. Here's those bolts that came out of the case, by the way. See, little 10 millimeter numbers. Okay. So you got to pull the carbs. Order those little doohickeys. They're again, the needle seat and valves are about 30 bucks a piece. They do make some better ones that have a better metal than the original stuff from the factory. If you don't know if these have been replaced in your sled, your Polaris, real common in a lot of Polarises, then you're going to end up having troubles with it or if you do have troubles with it starting, that's the first place you go. Don't go messing with the settings. Don't go messing with your plugs. That's the first place to go because it's an easy fix. So we're going to go inside and take a look at the parts, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here, to the much dismay of my wife, is where I work on my carbs. It's a lot warmer than my garage. What you do is you take that little pin right here. You got to pop this out. This little pin right there fits in this sucker right here. You got to flip the carb onto the side where that little head, the opposite side of that, and you got to pop that with like the end of a nail. Be careful, have somebody hang on to it for you so don't smack it around. Pop that through because it kind of pressure fits in, and then this little doodad comes out right there. And then when that comes out, you're going to have this plate right here. This washer is going to be right on that. And then underneath this, basically when you, right here we go. This is the troublemaker right here. Okay? This is the thing that makes it trouble. And what happens is this thing just starts to get weak. And as that thing's sitting there like this in your carb, because that's the way it screws in, this sucker just trickles gas into your cylinders right through the opening of the carb, and then it goes right in your cylinder, and then you can't start it. So get these in, get those babies. Be careful when you take the screws out, because you got to clean your carbs once you do this too. You can't just do this and put them back together. Might as well clean them because you got them off. Put them back to the factory settings. 1 turn out on the pilot screw. Count the number of turns when you take those big idle screws out. Count the number of turns. I use a little black marker and I twist it and turn it and I count the number of turns and I put it right back where it was. Sinking your carbs is a bugger. Try not to mess those things up too much. You can pay somebody to sink them. I haven't figured out a way to do it yet. I'm trying to go right back to the original setting because those things shouldn't have got turned too much. So But other than that, hopefully that'll solve the problem. Order these little babies right here, and it'll keep your engine from getting a bunch of gas in it. Bye.